Win. Promise that that's not a promise, yeah, that is a threat. You know that I promise to bring the team commas. When the whole team win, that's when you flex. Win. And I'ma do it again. Watch me win. Then watch me do it again. Tell them I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no.
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to It's Culture Podcast. My name is Mark Stevenson, where we talk everything from entertainment to sports to politics to trending topics. Why? Because I believe it's all part of the culture. Tonight on the live show, we got 3 topics to talk about. Shannon Sharpe had another lawsuit that got filed against him. We're going to talk about that and all the ramifications. Diddy's bail. What's up with Diddy's bail? We're going to talk about that. We're going to kick off the show with that one. And then a story that I've been following that's in my backyard here in Columbus, Ohio. No other than the story about Officer Adam Coy and the killing of Andre Hill. So we're going to talk about that. So if you want to do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can get all of the updates when I go live. And as I say on all my shows, I want to say thank you to everybody who's been subscribing and rocking with your boy. Haven't been coming as frequently live as I usually do. I'm getting back into this. Been dealing with some things here. I'm going to be starting a new project come next month. I'm going to talk about that at the end of this show. So you all want to stay tuned for that. It's going to be a new segment geared towards black men. So I just want to, I'm going to bring that out. So I'm going to say that I'm leave that one for the end of the show. But hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. Help me get these numbers up and continue to rock with me. So let's get into it. As I was saying, Diddy, he tried again. He was trying to get bail. And this time, it didn't go the way he wanted it to go. Now, in early August 2025, a federal judge delivered a resounding decision. Sean Diddy Combs will remain in custody. That's right, y'all. He was denied bail ahead of his sentencing, which is scheduled for October 3rd of 2025. So let's kind of break down how we got here. So we know that Combs was facing a high-profile trial. He was acquitted of the harshest crimes, right? This case went on from May to early July. And then on July 2nd, a jury acquitted him of the most serious charges, which was sex trafficking and racketeering. But they found him guilty of 2 counts under the Mann Act, transported, good Lord, I can't even speak tonight, individuals for prostitution. So now the verdict, it carries the sentence up to 20 years, though prosecutors are kind of pushing for like a 3 to 5 year sentence. Might be shorter range, but this bail denial thing has been going on for a while. So immediately after the verdict, right, Combs requested bail. He was it was initially about $1 million that they were trying to do, and the judge said no to that. And then they later offered $50 million by securing it with his mansion in Miami. But the judge again, and this is Aaron Subranian, who's the judge overseeing this case, denied both requests. He ruled it's really messed up when it comes to Diddy in this trial, because this ruling, it kind of emphasizes his propensity for violence, the risk of him being a flight risk, and the lack of exceptional circumstances to justify his release. Now, I don't know. I guess they're looking at the violence that he had towards Cassie, because we know that her attorneys said that he shouldn't be released. And that might be the justification for why they keep denying this. But the prosecutors highlighted, the evidence of coercion, violence, and subjugation in relations to the prostitution case. And I guess that's the key reason why the judge said why no amount of bail or proposed conditions would suffice. Now, I know people have been talking, and if you've been following the Breakfast Club and all of them, they have been talking about a possible pardon from President Trump on this. But that ain't gonna happen. I know Diddy's lead attorney, Mark Anifilo, he kind of later clarified on like CBS Morning News that no formal request had been made to Trump. And then he kind of stated that the president was never contacted, even though like Diddy had kind of joked around with the idea that, but we know that Trump wasn't going to do that. And if you watch the Breakfast Club segment, then you know why, because apparently there was an interview that Diddy did with Charlemagne the God that Trump had saw. Yeah, Trump saw this video where Diddy was basically saying that he was a threat to society, and that this is like a vote or die moment. So Trump was like, "Oh hell no, you didn't talk bad about me. You gonna stay in prison." This being, if you speak nice about him, I guess you can get a pardon, right? So for here on out, I don't know if there's gonna ever be another bail, because it's coming up on October 3rd. It's August the 10th now. So he gonna remain in prison. Well, he's in like the Metro Detention Center in Brooklyn. He's already served a year and a half already, over a year. So, and that will count towards his sentencing. So it's in my opinion, that I don't think Diddy's going to see a time in jail. I think they're just going to let him ride it out, and then they're just going to time serve, and that's going to do it. Meanwhile, he still faces all them civil lawsuits, and he got a lot of those. I think it's like over 70 right now. So he still got to deal with all that. But I guess when we look at this case, and have this process moving forward, what y'all think? I think he's going to get a light sentence. I don't know what his legal battle, what his future holds as far as entertainment. But I guess we'll see. I'll be curious to watch this, because I just want to see if the judge is going to do what most judges would do in this situation, which would be time served. Or is he going to look at the fact that Diddy was violent and use that to sentence him to at least 5 years? Give some type of retribution for Cassie not getting, real justice for the violence that she suffered to Diddy in this trial. In this whole love affair that they had. I am of the mindset that you can't do that, but we don't know what this judge is thinking. These are humans. So y'all let me know in the chat what y'all think. Y'all think Diddy gonna get a light sentence, or you think that this judge is gonna try to prove a point and get Cassie justice, even though her assault was not on, the docket as far as this case was concerned? Y'all let me know. I'd be curious to see what y'all say. So moving on. As I was saying, we were talking about Shannon Sharpe. And, we talked about Shannon the last time. And Shannon, he found himself in another lawsuit. this time, this one wasn't about anything, as far as his personal life. This is more so his professional life with his podcast with Chad Ochocinco. So back on August the 7th, a federal judge in Chicago dismissed this $20 million defamation lawsuit filed by Jamalita Tillman against Shannon Sharpe and Ochocinco for their podcast Nightcap. Now, this lawsuit, it stems from April 12th episode of that podcast Nightcap, where Shannon and Ocho, they alleged that Tillman was married and in the process of divorcing after her viral moment with Usher during his concert. And y'all know how that is. Usher be doing these little things with the cherries. I don't know where they got the clip from. I think I know the thing went viral, but her video went viral. But they made this comment. So she got pissed off because in reality, she's not married. She was single at the time and still is. But she said that because of their on-air assertions, they were false, but they damaged her personal and professional representation as a director. So she was working at the Harold Washington Cultural Center, and she's like a big advocate for like homeschooling. So she said her public image and her personal image got kind of tarnished behind this. But the federal judge dismissed this case reportedly with prejudice, meaning it can't be refiled. And it's worth noting that there was no financial compensation awarded. So I guess the judges threw this out and said, okay, enough. Because the court filers noted that there was no fees or costs were assigned to either party. So I saw that in the dismissal. That was highlighted that there were no fees and costs assigned to either party. So that lets me know that this filing was just doomed throughout. We don't know if there's any settlement. Maybe there was a settlement disclosed. I don't know. I know that Sharpe took the Instagram to clarify that there was no money exchanged, calling the rumors to be contrary to completely false. So, Shay was like, nah, man, we ain't pay no money out to this woman. We ain't pay no money. So, Tillman, she welcomed the outcome, expressing the relief that the matter was resolved without any lengthy court battle. She also emphasized the desire to move forward, noting her hope for, positive community collaboration with, Chad and Shannon and wish them well in their future business and personal endeavors. So I guess, she wanted to make do because there ain't nothing happened with this. But this is part of all these legal challenges that Shannon been having. That $50 million lawsuit that he settled back in July, that one really, that's the reason why he got let go for ESPN. They just let him go, fired him. He was only on ESPN First Take for a couple of times anyway, so it didn't really make sense that he was gone like that. But but that's what they did. They made sure they got rid of him. So, but he got another lawsuit. Some women claiming that, they messed around back in, way back in the day, and she filed it up in New York. So he still got that lawsuit pending as well. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Yeah. Y'all let me know. Y'all think you're going to have some more lawsuits? I think so. I think there's some more people out there that want to see it. You know what I'm saying? There's some more people that want to see it. They sure do. They wouldn't mind. They wouldn't mind at all. trying to get more money out the cookie jar. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the part that gets me, you know, because I don't believe that he was the only person that actually, you know, posted that. But she went after him though. She definitely went after him. So
We gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise.
sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. I think I dropped something and it messed up the stream. Good Lord. There's always something when I'm doing these podcast shows, y'all. You gotta bear with me. I ain't got no crew, just me. Anywho, moving on. This happened back here in my hometown, and well, not my hometown, but where I live at right now. And this Adam Coy situation, I don't know if y'all are too privy to stuff that's been going on locally, but I follow the local news where I'm at, and I highly advise you all to do that as well, because this case really, really kind of highlighted some things that we were looking at as far as you know, policing. And I'm a big advocate for police reform. So I was happy with this case because this is what justice is supposed to be. And if y'all don't understand this right here, so we had this cop, Adam Coy, the picture down at the bottom down there. He got found guilty. And back in July, a judge delivered a 15-year sentence to him. 15 years to life for the killing of Andre Hill. So Andre was an unarmed black man here in Columbus. He was at somebody's house waiting on them to get there. And as soon as they pulled up, boom, boom, gunned him down. The man was holding a cell phone in the garage. They said they thought it was a gun. I mean, they didn't ask no questions. It was like 10 seconds and bam, he was dead, pretty much. And then they didn't render aid right then and there. They waited. And then, you know, he didn't run. He didn't try to do anything. He was fully compliant. And, you know, they saw the body cam footage, and you know, you don't hear no audio at the top, and then it comes on after the shooting. It was just a weird case. But the officer, Adam Coy, he was actually convicted of murder, felonious assault, reckless homicide. And what's so crazy about this is that he is the first police officer in Columbus, Ohio history to ever be convicted of murder while on duty. I'm going to say that again. Adam Coy is the first police officer in Columbus, Ohio history to ever be convicted of murder while on duty. So he got sentenced to 15 years to life, which is the mandatory range under the Ohio law. He'll be eligible for parole in 15 years. And I think that they say they plan to appeal this. With this case, y'all, here in Columbus in particular, there was a $10 million settlement with the family. And then it sparked what was called the Andre's Law, which requires all officers to immediately render aid for an injured individual and mandates the use of body cameras with all of it. So it was it was monumental in that sense because um, we never had nothing like that. So, you know, and then you would think that the cops would be wearing body cameras, but they don't. They don't. But I think because of all the police killings that we've had, and mind you now, Columbus, these cops be killing people. Okay, I know people that never got justice for the killing of their kids here in this city. One in particular, Adrian Hood, her son Henry, never got justice, ever. But never got justice. And he was killed back in like 2015, I think. But because of this, perhaps maybe that might be stop some of these cops from doing some of these things. I really believe so. I really, really do. So, you know, we got some other ones, right? So some other cases here in Columbus that y'all may have never heard of. I don't know if y'all heard of the Takia Young case. This one happened in what we call Blendon Township. It's just a little municipality here in the Columbus area. Anywho, she drove, like, I think like the cop tried to stop her from the Kroger, and he shot and killed her straight through the car and her baby. Like, so she was pregnant. He shot straight into the car. As she was leaving, he shot into the car and killed her. And then we got another case involving another officer, Jason Meade, because of that case with the Casey Goodson Jr. case. And in that case, he shot the boy in the back, and all the dude had in his hand was a sub sandwich, and got shot in the back. He was basically, this cop, Jason Meade, he was a Franklin County deputy, but he was working like Vice, I think, or something. He was doing something with another level of police. And he approached Casey Goodson, said that Casey looked suspicious. So he flashed something that looked like a gun, ended up being a Subway sandwich. And he shot the boy. Right in his grandmother's house. So that case is coming up as well. So we definitely gonna be watching over these cases, because this is police reform at its finest. And I just want to see what's gonna happen. I want to see what these cops get for these charges. Because if this happens with all these cops up here, then it's really going to be something to say when you look at policing around the country. Precedents is being set in one state. Perhaps some other states will take it on. But like I said, in this case with Adam Coy, he's the first officer ever in Columbus, Ohio history to ever be convicted of murder while on duty. So hopefully we don't have these situations moving forward. But we know how these things go, and be quite interesting to see what these other cases going to do. Y'all let me know what y'all think. You based on what I told y'all, and I want y'all to go research these cases. Like I said, you can go look at them. The Takia Young case, that trial starts on November 3rd, and then on December 8th, the Jason Meade case starts. So y'all can go check those out. Put it in the comments. Let me know what y'all think after y'all read over these things. What y'all think these cops gonna get? Do you think it's gonna go 3 for 3? Do you think all three of them are gonna face justice? Because we know Adam Coy just he faced justice. These are 2 more murder cases. The Takia Young one, I can tell you, 50-50 on that one, because she kind of ran. This Jason Meade case, I think it's closed and shut. I think he's going to kind of suffer the same fate as Adam Coy. But the Takia Young one, it's like 50-50 on that one because of what happened, because she actually drove off and almost hit the police officer. So, which is, and then there's video. You all can go watch. Both of these videos are out, so you can go check them out. But that's my time for tonight. As I was saying before at the beginning of the show, starting next month, I'm going to be doing Mental Health Mondays for Black men. I think it's important. We don't talk about mental health enough, and especially amongst Black men. So that is a thing I'm going to be diving into as I process and deal with my own mental health. I think it's important to have conversations on. I'm gonna have other brothers coming on to talk, and we're gonna have conversations about mental health. So if you want to be a part of those conversations and you want to come on and speak your piece, we're going to be launching that right after Labor Day. Not Labor Day weekend, but the following week. I think that's September the 8th. I think it is. I think that's September the 8th. Yeah, September the 8th is going to be the first Mental Health Monday episode that's going to launch on this. Yeah. So that's what's going to happen. Sorry about the freeze up on the camera, y'all. Don't know what's going on. But like I said, September the 8th, Mental Health Mondays. We're going to be kicking it off, and we're going to be doing these. And I just want to encourage everybody, if you're dealing with things, go get help, seek help. Don't think that you're alone. Don't think that you got to do this by yourself. There are resources out there. Trust me, there are resources. Get those resources. And we're going to talk about that on this show. So, because I think it's important. But thank you all so much for tuning in. Like I said at the beginning, like, share, and subscribe. Until next